I'm gonna address nothing. Y'all believe what y'all wanna believe. That's a half a ticket right there.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
6ix9ine's downfall has hit a new low, and the people who have been waiting for this moment aren't letting him breathe. Chief Keef, in particular, seems to be enjoying every second of it. It's almost like 2018 all over again, except now the tables have completely turned. The flash, the trolling, the arrogance gone. Fans started noticing months ago that something was missing. The rainbow-haired rapper, once known for piling on jewelry like it was armor, suddenly looked bare around the neck. The bling was gone. Now we know why. The IRS has been auctioning off his luxury possessions. This wasn't just a little financial stumble. It was full-on exposure. For a guy who made his entire brand about flaunting wealth, the optics couldn't be worse. Since his release from prison, 6ix9ine has been riding a shaky wave. First, there was hype. His first singles after getting out, tracks like Gooba and Trolls, made noise simply because people were curious. But curiosity fades, and soon so did the numbers. His Tattletales album managed just over 53,000 sales in its first week, nowhere near the figures he bragged about. Later projects barely registered. One release didn't even have reported sales, and another, Blackballed, was so poorly promoted most people didn't know it existed. He blamed the industry, claiming he'd been locked out by gatekeepers, but the truth was simpler. Fans were just moving on. With music not hitting the way it used to, 6ix9ine leaned harder into online antics, chasing clout with public beefs and stunts. But drama doesn't pay bills, and behind the scenes, his money problems were piling up. By 2022, his own manager, Wack100, openly said he was broke. Wack claimed he even sent 6ix9ine cash for gas at one point. First, people thought it was just part of a storyline, a bit of trolling. Then court documents revealed 6ix9ine had admitted he was struggling financially, with lawsuits coming in from all sides. He owed $75,000 for unpaid security services. His lawyers said he hadn't paid them, and YouTuber Steve Will Do It claimed he'd personally helped him out because 6ix9ine was flat broke. Steve arranged a $2 million deal for 6ix9ine with streaming site Rumble. The gig was easy: log on once a week, play video games for an hour, and collect the bag. But 6ix9ine never even did the streams, blew through the money, and ended up owing the whole $2 million back. This was on top of other debts, like the $1 million restitution owed to a publicist his crew allegedly robbed. Then there was the $10 million lawsuit from Alexis, a stripper injured when 6ix9ine threw a champagne bottle in a club during an argument. He missed his target, hit her instead, and never showed up to court, leading to a default judgment against him. The biggest blow came from the IRS. Reports claim he owes around $10 million in back taxes, pushing his total debt to over $20 million. In 2024, the feds raided his Florida home, towing away cars and seizing valuables. This was the end of the era where 6ix9ine could flex his lifestyle in the faces of his rivals. Now, the rivals were getting the last laugh. Chief Keef has been one of his most vocal enemies from the start, and the history between them is long and ugly. Their beef started back in 2018 when 6ix9ine got involved with Chief Keef's cousin Tato's girlfriend, Cuban Doll. Words were exchanged online, threats were made, and 6ix9ine escalated it by showing up on Chicago's O Block in the middle of the night to film himself outside. Later it came out that he'd gone when the streets were empty, and accusations flew that he had police protection. That summer, Chief Keef was targeted in New York, and while 6ix9ine denied any role, prosecutors eventually linked him to the incident. The trolling didn't stop there. 6ix9ine flew out Keef's baby mother, Slim Danger, took her shopping, and had her on video disrespecting him. He even bragged on camera about ordering a hit on Tato, a clip that later became key evidence in the federal case that landed him in prison. Fast forward to now, and Keef has every reason to treat 6ix9ine's financial collapse as poetic justice. For years, 6ix9ine was relentless with his taunts, and now he's the one getting publicly humiliated. While the IRS cleans him out, Keef sits back and watches. For someone who wants to find himself through his wealth, being stripped of it all is more than just a loss. It's an identity crisis. 6ix9ine hasn't handled it well. He's tried to brush off the raids and auctions, claiming they don't matter, that he can take years off because his lifestyle is real. He shifted blame to high taxes and even invoked Donald Trump, saying the IRS is a gang coming after people's income. He claims he moved to Florida to escape New York's tax rates, but none of it changes the reality. The government is selling off his possessions because he owes more than he can pay. He admits he didn't file taxes from 2020 to 2023 and is facing an open case. The desperation is showing. Recently, he filed a $1 million lawsuit against the Fitness, a move that looks more like a cash grab than a legitimate claim. This is a far cry from the man who once bragged about million-dollar watches and private jets. It's clear he's scrambling for money wherever he can find it, and with so many debts, lawsuits, and judgments against him, every move he makes looks like survival mode. The irony isn't lost on anyone. This is the same man who used to mock other rappers for falling off, for going broke, for losing their status. Now, the same lines he once threw at others are being thrown at him, and they cut deep. Whether this is rock bottom or just another chapter in the chaos that's defined his career, one thing's certain: trolling might have made 6ix9ine famous, but it's not going to save him now. The game has changed, the clout has faded, and the bills are due. The only question left is whether he can reinvent himself before it's truly over, or if this is the slow, public unraveling of one of rap's most notorious provocateurs.